we're sitting in our chairs talking about parenting, and what we're talking about in parenting is don't listen to us. Do it your way. Don't.
Yeah, do it your way, but be confident in your way. As long as your goal is to raise a good human, I think that most parents I've talked to...
be a good human.
That also. But most parents I talk to, that's their goal. They don't have big aspirations for their kid. Like, I don't want him to be a jackass when he grows up.
Hi, I'm Ian.
And I'm Megan.
Welcome back, or welcome to
The Memory Millionaires Podcast.
We are survivors of government service,
Cancer.
world travel,
And parenting. We're here to share stories and insights to help illuminate your path towards a happier, healthier lifestyle.
July 28th, you woke up having not slept well at all because there were a series of contractions. But they were chill. Mm-hmm. You know, there was no drama to Megan.
Right.
To anyone else, they might have gone to the hospital. Now, all right, I'll keep going.
I was paying attention to them, though, because I knew...
And you were tracking them on
Yes.
the contraction tracker.
Because I knew that once I start having contractions, it could go very fast, just based off my history. So at that point, I assumed I was going to be having a baby within the next 24 hours.
In the morning when we were sitting out having coffee?
Probably earlier than that, even.
Okay.
But, I mean, I sent off my last work email at 11:30 that night because I knew I needed to get it out then. It couldn't wait until the morning. Mm-hmm. So
you did take action like you were going to have a baby.
Action.
This is the morning of the 28th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Night before into the morning.
Contractions send emails.
Stop, which happens a lot to people.
And they weren't a rhythm. They weren't 5 minutes in between or 15 minutes.
Over the place.
Yeah, I remember. So I saw the contraction, set. And I said, hey, I should probably tell Louisa. We should tell Louisa about this.
Louisa is our midwife.
Our kin midwives, Kitsap area. This lady is a legend. Like, she literally gave birth in the outback of Australia. Not her. Like, have helped people give birth in the outback. Anyway, text her saying, hey, I texted her even, that we've had some contractions. I think it was only that much. And that they weren't consistent. And she texts back, show me. Like, essentially, show me what you got. And I I videoed me just scrolling through her contractions and sent it to her, where it turns out she was in line for a ferry. She took one look at the contractions and turned around and got off the ferry. So she came over. You were exhausted. Mm-hmm. You were ready for a nap when she got here. And she's like, take a nap.
Did an exam. Did an
exam.
A nap. And if you want to have a baby tonight.
I remember her face, like, taking the glove off. She was just like closed eyes, nodding, saying, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah." Like.
Well, also, what we didn't know at the time was our other midwife, Meredith, was in labor at Louisa's house. So. There was
at the same time.
Crossover.
Wait. She was active in labor when Louisa was checking you?
She was in early labor, yeah. So our days were aligned.
Really aligned.
Yeah.
Ah, that's a special thing to know.
Mm-hmm. And Louisa said to me something along the lines of, I'd like to get things going by 3 if you want to have a baby today. And
it's so funny, like, talking about being a birth. I got a thing.
Yeah, it was about 1:30. So I said, well, I'm going to nap. I'll let you know. They decided to go get lunch. Yeah, I tried to take a nap. It wasn't really worth. I rested.
Didn't you?
I fell asleep, but not for long.
Okay.
But I rested.
Yeah, she essentially, I remember her looking at me and saying, make sure she naps. Afterwards, there's no pressure to do either one thing, but if you'd like, you could have a baby for dinner tonight.
Mm-hmm. And that's essentially what we did. I tried to take a nap, and then I woke up, and Ian and I talked, and we decided to have a baby. And
It's funny, like the 9 months before it weren't really
we
apparent that we were going to have to.
we had already been in contact with all of our team that we wanted here. So it was just a quick text, yes, come on over. And everyone started showing up, and
It was weird details, actually. Like Ashley, our photographer, she's like, do you want me there when the bag breaks? Or do you want me there? You know, and I had to like forecast between all these inputs where Louisa's saying, yeah, it's any time now. You saying, no, I'm fine, I'm going to take a walk. And like contractions being real, but also inconsistent. Like they hadn't broken. So I just told Ashley, just come over. Just come hang out.
yeah, and that's what we did. We got the ball rolling, and everything went pretty much perfectly. And we had a baby for dinner, 5:37.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, we had a baby Gavin, and he sleeps in bed with us.
Yeah.
He's actually a better sleeper than his 2-year-old brother.
He's a very good sleeper. And I've known from before he was born that he would sleep in our bed, and I'd get a bassinet, and he probably wouldn't use it.
You're
Hopefully
sleeping
for
in
naps.
ways that I don't know if I could sleep. You sleep with holding your head up with your hand.
Yeah.
My wrist would be... It would hurt so bad.
That's how he's the safest, is if I can keep him in the crook of my armpit, and then I like the blankets pulled up high, but then I use my hands to try to keep the blankets off his face. So it's a little bit of contortion,
Oh, that's how committed you are to sleeping with your baby.
but I know that I'd sleep better this way than with him in the bassinet, and then
Well, he wouldn't sleep.
yeah.
It's... I mean... It's very easy to critique it now that I see how effective what you're doing is for everyone's sleep. I wonder where it came from. That, well, it was fear, wasn't it? Like, co-sleeping kills babies. If you're not conscious enough about how you're doing it like you are. You're so conscious of doing it, you changed your sleep pattern. You changed your sleep habit. You can sleep with your head on your hand. Like, that didn't happen except for in homework, you know? Like,
Well,
with a hand over your head
we tried.
to not.
We tried the separate sleep with Colin multiple different times in multiple different ways.
And I regret it.
Right. And we made the direction, like we changed direction.
Do you regret it?
Yeah, I regret it. But also, we changed course. We didn't stick with it.
That's
Colin
true.
started in this co-sleeper,
No.
and
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. You're right.
he was in that
We did go back.
maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
There's a picture. Oh, I don't know why one of us took a picture. Maybe it was... I was at work, and you were like, this is what I'm dealing with today. And it's just a picture of him, his little head with his beautiful blonde hair and his sweet eyes peeking over the side of the carrier, just miserable. Like, I want to jump through the photo and be like, it's okay, buddy. Like, everything's okay.
Yeah, well, so we learned from that, and have changed course, and we're still learning. Like, do we kick Sully out of our bed every night, or do we just let him sleep in here, or do we move our sleep into their bed?
Ooh,
and
here's
their
an
space?
opportunity to talk about principles. What's the principle in... What is the principle I'm asserting when I'm bringing Sully back to his room? We get the most sleep possible. The whole house gets the most sleep possible. Yes, it's hard to bring a sad Sully back to his bed. But I know that I'll get 6-7 hours of sleep. He'll get 9, 10. Whereas if he's in our bed, those will get whittled down quickly by...
Because he's kicking and wants to put his feet down your pants.
Well, he wants to be this again.
He wants...
The 1-month-old snuggling in a womb, you know? It's...
So...
It makes sense.
If our...
Until the whole.
Right. If our principle is the best sleep possible, an alternative we haven't yet explored is that one of us falls asleep with them in there at night, and we might sleep in there for
their room.
Their room.
We're saying in there. You can't see it. It's in their room.
In their bedroom.
That separate, place we're asking them to be when they're wanting and used to being connected to you. And this social pressure to parents, I don't think they're doing it malice, intended. They want to sleep. So they put the kid in 2 doors away with a monitor that's got a mute.
Right. And some kids sleep, but others don't.
And I've heard, I shouldn't say heard, when I was sad over how difficult a night was being, getting them to sleep in their own beds, I started reading, because at the tip of my fingers I can find research. And what I found was a podcast I was interested in listening to because it was such a research scientist who did it, who aggregated the data. I listened to his podcast. He was on her podcast, and her assertion was that it's going to happen some way, that they are going to break free of you. They're going to, cut the cord again. When and how you do it is up to you. You are the parent. The kids aren't going to choose. They're not going to say, well, Colin, I think now has grown out of it. So it's kind of his choice, I suppose. But when they're first exposed to it by a door being shut, because that may be how it has to happen the first time. Whenever you do it, if you're willing to shut 2 doors and let them cry it out, they will. They will cry it out. What happens on the other side of that? They're doing research on it. They don't. What feels good to you was her synopsis of it. Do you feel good sleeping on the floor and then slowly creeping your way out? That sounds better to you? Do that. Does it sound okay to you to co-sleep longer? Do that. It's the real repercussion is like what we're talking about, where we regret it.
Yeah.
Damn it, I missed. It wasn't what I wanted to do. So for her to have that researcher on, and he to say, yep, I mean, some kids have night terrors and things like that, but it's not represented in the data that all of them. Think about you and I may have been, and I think we were, if I remember stories from our moms, right? That we would jump out of our crib. Babies can climb out of their crib.
Yeah, I used to climb out of my crib.
Because they don't want to do it yet.
I mean, I don't know how young I was. I don't think it's a memory I have. I think it's a memory that I created because I heard the story.
Sure. No, I didn't expect you to have the actual memory.
Okay.
I meant, what story did you hear about? So, it's confidence in your parenting. Confidence in your parenting leads you to the right way to parent. The right.
Every choice, every parenting choice you make is a chance to continue with it in confidence or discuss it.
Opportunity to exercise what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's good.
Opportunity to
go your way or go the way
are we going?
Everyone tells you to go.
Is this my hard line, or do I need to make a change? We make a lot of changes.
Right. And I remember when a few podcasts ago, Yeah, I could cut to the clip.
How goes it?
We're talking about parenting.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I don't know why I should get off the phone.
What?
As a parent of 2 children, do you know what you're doing?
No. I think the most common conversation in the house is about how we need to do something different. How what we're doing is not working.
Where Hannah called, and we asked her. Hannah is Megan's sister, and also who we do a lot of life with. Like, we try to do life with them. They are our, I don't know, our confidants over almost anything. We love you guys very, very much. I hope you listen. Hannah calls, right? Like when we were coming to a podcast to talk about parenting, and basically we sat down and said, we don't know what we're doing. So don't listen to our podcasts about parenting.
And Hannah has more experience than I do, because she has kids that are...
Longer.
Yeah. Longer experience
And she's
than I do.
younger, so it's more of her life.
Yeah. Anyway.
Right. So, you know, we're sitting in our chairs talking about parenting, and then what we're talking about in parenting is don't listen to us. Do it your way. Don't.
Yeah, do it your way, but be confident in your way. As long as your goal is to raise a good human, I think that most parents I've talked to...
Be a good human.
That also. But most parents I talk to, that's their goal. They don't have big aspirations for their kid. Like, I don't want him to be a jackass when he grows up.
Right.
I want people to like him. I want him to play well with others.
Play well with others.
Yeah.
I don't know about people like him. You know, if people are annoyed by Colin and some of the things that he does, but I see that it's him.
And he's kind, and he's not hurting people.
Sure, kind.
Yeah, if that's him, if that's just the type of personality he has.
Mm-hmm. Someone who is a dork or a
Yeah.
nerd. Wow, that kid's such a nerd. But he's happy. He's like, I love Magic the Gathering. It's beautiful. You know, look at these cards, this art.
He's right up there on the wall. He's so cute. I love
yeah.
the picture of him in the bucket. You can put that on there.
Picture, yeah, sure, I'll pull it. Because you're right. Seeing a picture of him in the bucket. Well, what about you? Brought to you by Boba Baby Carriers. The Memory Millionaire podcast appreciates their invention because it makes daddy have a womb.
That's not a Boba Baby carrier, though.
Oh, those only listening. I had Gavin on my chest on one of the, good ideas for dads. You're not weak. I don't care what dad says you are for carrying your baby around on your chest. That's dads. I've heard about some dads that I just can't fathom the conditioning that would make them feel okay with the way they're acting as a dad.
Well, what were their dads like?
No, well, I just mean I can't fathom it.
Yeah,
But it's so clear. It's so clearly lacking. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a moral person, I can see some wrongs. When you know you have the title father. You know what I mean? Like, maybe, I don't know. It's bold, but maybe I should be the one to pull him aside and say, hey, man, you're more than this. Like, or you need to be more than this.
I don't think that's wrong to say. It's good for you.
Oh, can I side rant for a second? This is the third time that I've been, living with functioning mammary glands. I'll be specific.
Probably fourth, but it's
Fourth.
in your memory.
Yeah. The third time in my memory. What is it with us and breast milk? Why are people disgusted by it? It's human. Like, it's the most appropriate thing for another human to get on them ever. You know what I mean? Like, when we were visiting family and I talked about drinking breast milk, faces of disgust that came across. Why? Is it biological? Like, that's how you break away from it? Otherwise, you'd just be on the boob until you're 18.
Well, that doesn't happen though.
Right. Well, that's where I'm thinking. Maybe it's got a function. Because if you really slow down and look at it, it's absolutely fine that an adult would drink human milk. It's absolutely weird that we've propagated another animal to have its milk rather than our own. You know what I mean? Like, this is
Well,
symbiotic in a really strange way.
yes, but you're not going to be able to produce enough human breast milk
Doesn't that
for
seem
people's
fine?
demands.
Doesn't that seem fine?
To me, yes, but also, do you enjoy milk? You like your cereal?
I absolutely love a bowl of cereal. That's what I've converted
Bowl of cereal.
my
is
carbs
amazing.
after a run to. Both fruit and cereal are freaking awesome. When I go next weekend, shout out to running. I love it. Running. Olympic mountain running. Olympic mountain adventure running? I think it has. Anyway,
No, it's just
I'm gonna go run next weekend in the mountains, and I'm certainly bringing pineapple, and I'm certainly bringing, what is it? Mom's Choice, cinnamon toast crunch, not cinnamon toast crunch brand cereal.
yeah. Okay.
It's so good. But if I could have cold breast milk, it would be better for me. Like, it wouldn't have. Anyway, side rant over. Right. So we said our advice about parenting is don't listen to us.
Don't listen to us. Listen to your heart.
And my advice for fathers is do unto others. Would you appreciate your boss locking you in a room and telling you to do what he says, and then he'll let you out? Would you appreciate your mentor or boss or foreman just grabbing you by the neck or the arm or the hair and just putting his face in your face and saying, blah, 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 you know,
Listen to me.
you will listen to me? And there's times for discipline, like grabbing an arm, spinning him around, and saying, I told you to stop. You're in the street. This is dangerous. Is useful. Or, a big loud, hey, it's time to get ready. Derail him off the thing. There is a place for the silverback gorilla to protect. Mm-hmm. To be like, boom, I'm here to protect. But that silverback gorilla can destroy its family. Like, it can just grab a baby and... So put the silverback gorilla away and bring out Jesus. Bring out the Jesus.
I thought you were going animal analogies.
Oh, stick with that. Seahorse. Well, I just read one of his books that the father takes the eggs and cares for the babies until they're ready.
Okay.
What else does that? What other father
Penguins.
does? Penguins. Yeah. Emperor penguins. They go out, fill their gut full as much as they can, come waddle their way back to the egg, right? And sit on the egg until it hatches, and then the mother gets to it. Oh my gosh, big smile.
Wow, that's a pretty smile.
I know why he's smiling. You got a great contrast behind you. He can see your face super clear. Mm-hmm. He's looking,
You looking
right
at
you.
me? All that yellow behind me, isn't that pretty? Whoa. Dad might even let you write on the walls.
Well, if you could look around, I started a trend. Those of you that have only ever listened, on the back behind us right now is a wall, big yellow wall.
Yeah, he wrote on it anyway.
Mm-hmm. And I had the idea when we were first formulating what Memory Millionaires is, of a tagline on the office wall or on the office door or on, the building. And I said I wanted to write it down.
Just write MM. Oh my gosh. You're gonna write so. Oh my gosh, dude, have fun cleaning the walls. He wrote it down.
And I wrote it down on the wall, just like I said.
And our children have taken
vision.
inspiration, and
Yeah.
they are also writing on the walls.
Monkey see, monkey do. Ah, good gorilla reference.
It's no. Gorillas are not
Primate,
monkeys.
good primate reference. Bonobo. If we're going to stay with that analogy, you could be the silverback gorilla or the bonobo.
Okay.
Bonobos just love. Wait, don't go. If you found value in this episode, please subscribe and share via review or post how this episode complemented your life.
Thank you for listening. Connect with us on Instagram or Facebook at Memory Millionaires. Be well.